Hello and welcome to the P.A.B. We were upside down for a moment. I think it was, yeah, a technical issue fastly solved. Welcome to the P.A.B. The P.A.B. is the monthly gathering where I am all yours to answer your questions. Sorry, I'm still laughing at the chat comments. Where I will solve all your hobby questions or all your channel questions for about an hour and a half, where we can be together and have some fun. So, if you have any questions, put them on the chat, and while the all the questions start rolling, I will answer. I will update how the channel is going and what are the plans for the future videos. So, as you may have seen in social media, Drasar will come soon. I'm hoping for Friday next week. Maybe will have to be Saturday. These very long videos take a very long time to make and a very long time to edit, so it will be next week for sure. This week I was planning to release the Army Painter Speed Paints review, which is finished recording the technical part, and I just have to record all the two camera stuff. So that will be recorded tomorrow, and I will have it edited for Sunday, I'm hoping. And apart from that, I have the next part of the Road to Golden Demon already planned. I have all the things that I want to make planned for it. I will just finish off the base. Hopefully, it will be a lot of stuff there. I'm guessing there will be some airbrushing, there will be some pigments, there will be some dry brushing, a lot of stuff on top of what I did on the live stream with the oils. And those are the videos planned. Also have this guy here, which is the Curiosity guy. Is the ogre, the dead ogre Kosari god, I think they are named. And I will have this. I will start painting that as soon as I finish Drasar. So yeah, very happy. A lot of projects also on the background, which some I can talk about, some I cannot. But I prefer to keep them as a surprise for the next P.A.B. So let's see how the chat is going. Hello guys, and we have Team Orange as always. Very, very long time supporter of the channel. We have Christian, a friend of mine from here. Basuriel is saying, I don't know what the P.A.B. is, but it sounds fun. The P.A.B. is the Q&A videos. I do it once a month, so this is your time to ask questions, and I will answer them as thoroughly as possible. Yeah, somebody is busy. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. I have, and I'm not even exaggerating here. I have like 6 or 7 projects in the background going on. That's why, and on top of that, I have my normal job, which this is not my day-to-day job. I have a job on top of this. This is why I have to do this kind of thing during the night, like a criminal. One brushing, that's something I want to see. I have all the setup ready, so I can't record. This will be done in my workshop, not here. I don't want to airbrush in here. I have a small kid. I have a cat. And I'm worried about like vapors and those kind of stuff. So I will do that on my workshop, and hopefully you will be able to see that. And everything should be fine. It's going to take a while to record because I have to move between locations quite a lot. I have to do a lot of recording, a lot of editing. It's going to take a while, but I hope it's worth the effort. Sorry about that. Hey Juan, Mr. Christoph Langa is asking, hey Juan, now that you have been painting Drukari, could you help me roughly color match the red of the Obsidian Rose Cabal? If the contrast of regular style is fine, thank you for your content. Oh, I don't have no idea what the Obsidian Rose Cabal is, but I'm going to take a look. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm just seeing is a very dark red. What I would do, funny enough, even if it sounds weird, is prime black and apply a layer of flesh red contrast over the black. You may think it's not going to do anything, but it's going to. It's going to tint the black to a very dark red. And on top of that, you just have to do the highlights. So they look like fiery red highlights, like oranges and so on. So I will just go with a very dark red, the darkest red that you have, probably for the thick edge highlight, and probably something like corn red. And then I will probably skip Mephisto red and move directly for a thin edge highlight. Yeah, I'm seeing a mini here painted by Drew Pales, which looks very cool. So my guess would be that, yes, a chunky edge highlight with corn red, or the very dark red, and then just do a very thin edge highlight with Evil Sun Scarlet, and then move into the oranges as usual. You know, Wild Rider red, Fire Dragon Bright, and I will probably finish with Fire Dragon Bright probably. Maybe you want to do a dot of Lugneth orange in the corners. That Drew has done that in this picture. I wish I would be much better with my Streamlabs kind of setup, so I could share the screen with you. I'm sure it's very easy to do, but I don't know how to do it. So you will have to wait. But yeah, that will be my guess. I hope that was useful for you. But Suriel, your thought and experience with varnishing models? Yes, only two options. I only do two different things. One is for display models. This is the only thing I use. Yeah, there you go. Ultra Varnish from AK Interactive. This is the only stuff that you need. That's for display. And if I am varnishing armies, I always used GW. I think it's Muniturium varnish. That's the stuff that I've varnished all my armies with, without a flaw. Just please have in mind that I spray indoors because I have a workshop where I can do whatever I want and no one is going to scream at me. So your mileage might vary, but I spray indoors. I always heat the can before I spray, and I always have one or two models that are just test models. So I always spray them first, test that the spray is coming out nicely, it's not fogging, it's not doing weird stuff, and then I spray my properly painted minis. So that's what I do with my varnishes. And if I'm just painting for display, I just use the Ultramat to flatten everything out so that my work shows up better instead of the artificial lights created by shiny paint. George Senior, we all love you, Juan. You're very handsome. I know. Looking forward for your demon and Eldar Craft Walls painting, guys. God bless. I'm hoping to get some more Eldar soon, so there's going to be a ton of Eldar content coming, because as soon as Maugan and the Avatar come out, I will paint them. And I will paint at least one for each of the craft walls, like the main craft walls, like the proper craft. Sorry if you like some of these smaller ones, but I've been collecting Eldar since 2nd edition, and for me the craft walls are just 4, so I will paint those 4. One is already done, which is Yandem, because it's my favorite, and the other lesser craft walls will be painted soon. Evening, handsome. It's Chelsea. Hello, Chelsea. How do you work with Crackle Medium? I don't work with Crackle Medium. I use Crackle Paint from Citadel. It's just easier. I just take the... What is it? My Crackle Paint. Damn. I'm going to find it. Wait a second, please. Okay, yeah, there you go. I just open this pot, slap it onto the base thickly, and it just crackles perfectly. So why I'm going to mess up with any other stuff? I just use that. It's easier. Chelsea, any skills you want to refine this year? Yeah, finding my paints faster would be a good idea. George Senior, how do you make your beard so thick? Big jealousy. I just was born like this. I don't do anything. I just don't shave. I'm just lazy. Sorry. That's amazing. Half all of those paints. Thanks a lot. Happy to help. Try it out. I think I saw the Flester's Red over black trick on one of the Warhammer TV videos. Actually, I think it was one of for the Vampire Knights, the new vampire mounted vampire guys for Age of Sigmar. So if you want to see that in action, go and check the video. Works very well. It was a very cool trick. I think it was Peachy painting them. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, very good trick. So kudos to them for that. That was not my idea. Careful you don't burn yourself out. Now, I'm working as fast as I dare to. That's why I don't put videos weekly, because I just would probably just die of the effort. I have to paint. I usually paint, I would say that, but I usually paint from 10 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. like this video started. Once my kid goes to bed, I paint till 1 o'clock in the morning or so. And if I'm editing, I do the same. I edit from 9:30, 10 p.m. till 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's just a lot of work. People usually don't understand how much work goes into, especially the long videos. So more videos will come when they come. I cannot really promise you anything unless I know that it's going to be there. But I wish I could do one video a week. That would be awesome. But sadly, right now I can't. I did that for a while, and I almost burned myself out. That's why I stopped doing it. What is your superpowers? I'm guessing mixing colors. I'm very good at that, ironically. Ethylene. Hello, boss. Just passing by to say I love your content. Thanks for your hard work. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Chelsea is asking, paella or tacos? Well, as a good Spanish, true Spanish, I have to say tacos. Beard, Juan uses a size 38 brush on steel possession grey over Abaddon black and a layer of black timber. Yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. Yeah. So see, Warhammer TV model, Orc versus Assassin. It's not even a question. The Assassin is way cooler than the Orc. The Orc is just another Orc. It just looks like any other Orc. The Assassin is cool as AF. Are you really a king? No, I'm not a king. I'm just very fancy. Kelto, I made sign up for your Patreon recently because of what you do, not what I expect you to do. Keep on doing you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, by the way. Anyone here that it's on my Patreon or it's a channel member like Tim, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I think we reached the chat. Aren't there any more questions? Okay, yeah, there you go. Tim, which makeup brushes do you use? I don't use makeup brushes. I use... Oh, wait a second. I almost forgot. Wait a second. Where are they? This is such a mess. Okay, there we go. Is there? Yeah, this is it. I got a care package. This is the first time a company has sent me something without expecting a video, not for review or anything, just because they appreciated what I do and my recommendation, and they just sent me something. And they sent me, Rosemary sent me their new dry brushes. I say new, but if you didn't know, Rosemary are the people that make Artisopus dry brushes. They make them for them, and they have recently, I'm guessing, used that same design or pattern to make their own set of dry brushes for half the price, by the way. These are as good as the Artisopus, again made by the same people. very soft, very nice, and they send them for free. Apparently, I have an affiliate link for rosemary brushes on my description and always on the pinned comment. But still, some people just miss that and just ask me what brushes do I use. I always answer Rosemary & Co. Series 33, size 3 and 4. That's my answer, by the way, if you're going to ask that. And a lot of people have been ordering, telling them that they got my recommendation for their brushes, and it's been so many people apparently that they decided to send me this as a gift. So I really appreciate it, Rosemary & Co. You are the best brush company in the world, by the way. I stand by that. They are amazing as a company, and the product that they make and the price point, which is excellent. So thank you, Rosemary. And speaking about amazing companies, wait a second. What are these others? No. I need to tidy this up. This is a mess. I know you can't see that because everything that is in frame, it looks very nice, but it is a mess. Oh. There is a slight possibility. Sorry about that. This is just my mind is a mess, and so is my working spaces. This is just how I am. In the basing video, in the last basing video, I was basing some mossy rocks, and I used some Tiny Tufts products. And I said jokingly, and it really was a joke, that please, Gamers Grass, which is the company that made them. I said, please send me free stuff. I love your products. I want free stuff. Please send me some. They did. Actually, I got an email just the day after I posted that video saying, we have heard it and here's some free products. And they sent me a box full of stuff, which is amazing. And I thought I had it here, but it might be in my workshop. So I will take a picture and post it on social media. I just forget. I have too much work on my day-to-day. Okay, let's see how it's going. Do you leak a brush like all of us? Yes, of course. Why do I feel like I've heard you've got royal blood? I don't know, honestly. Royalty, you know how they are. I probably have a tiny bit of royal blood in me, as do almost everyone. But I think what you heard is my surname, which is Hidalgo. Hidalgos were a type of nobleman. It's just one of the lower grades of noblemen. Pastorial rosemary brushes are great. Vote them on your recommendation. They are amazing, and especially when you consider how they are priced, which is may not be important for someone, but it is for most of us. We all have a budget, and they offer Kolinsky brushes of extremely high quality for about, again, between a third and half the price of other brushes. So that's just what's not to love. And again, a small family company, which I always encourage people supporting, which is, it's always nice. I personally prefer to support a small family business rather than a big corporation or a massive corporation or company. That's my own opinion. But of course, there are all the good brushes. I just want to say that. I also like the Raphaels. They are very nice too. Team Orange. Currently, I'm painting a large figure, wet blending with a makeup brush. One of the most fun painting experiences. Yeah, the most fun I've had painting in the last months it was painting with the oils, and I was just using large brushes, smooshing brushes, and so on, just painting. It was so much fun. I highly recommend it. Keltoy, how do you decant your paints into the dropper pots you use? Silly question, but the pots you use are labeled up and it looks very professional. Do you make them yourself or buy the stuff in? I just buy the droppers empty. I know where those are. They come in these bags full of droppers. I think there isn't any dropper, there's just the caps. But I buy these bags with the caps and the droppers. And GW pots, they just let me just see that. The sticker just comes off like that in one piece, and you just stick them onto your droppers. Super easy. As for decanting, Kelto, you are a Patreon subscriber, so go to the Patreon. I have a post about that, so you probably will have to look way back, because the initial idea was to make like very small, like short videos, post them to the Patreon, and once I had a lot, compile them into one large video for YouTube. But that idea, you know, I have a lot of projects, so the idea is a bit it's halted at this moment. But it will probably, I will probably just make like a one-on-one video about all of this, cleaning minis and all that stuff. But yeah, go and check it in the Patreon, because it is there, and it's just as simple as, I don't use funnels, I don't use anything like that. I don't use thinner or mediums, just use distilled water. I just use my hand and I just pour it like that. I mix it with water until it flows well, and I just pour it. Super easy. But go watch the video if you need a bit more in depth about that. Chelsea, that's your wife? Well, my wife is a redhead, and she is from the area where most kings and queens were, and there is a very long history of redheaded kings and queens in Spain, so that's probably that she does have a bit of royal blood in her. You know how the royalty is, especially during those times. So she probably has, yeah. Robbie, yes, when I got mine, I received it with chocolate as well. They don't send us chocolate here to Spain, I'm guessing, due to customs, but that's awesome. Very good question from Walter. How do you pronounce correctly Vallejo? And it's like that, Vallejo. That's how you pronounce it. The J sound in Spanish can be a little bit difficult for English speakers. The is a bit complicated for you. It's a sound that you don't have, so it's obviously not in your. You don't have the muscle memory to do it, but that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, Robbie says this is yeah. Jeffrey Pearson, what's upon? I wanted the navy and screw up by using the blue ink from Army Painter, not knowing it was a teal. I ended up putting so many layers in to get it back to the navy blue. It lost so much definition. Finally took purple ink and the blue ink, and look, the navy blue, pain in the ass. Yeah, sometimes when that just happens. It happens to me. It happens to everyone. You have an idea of what one color is going to look, and it just doesn't, and it doesn't work. So my advice when that happens is just to, instead of doing 1,000 layers, is to just put it away for a moment. That project, take a test mini. I have several test minis here that I don't use for anything, just for testing recipes. So I have Bob the Space Marine, and I have a little Squeaky Boy here, and I use them for testing recipes. And once they are fully covered, what I do is just put them into isopropanol alcohol, let them soak for something like 30 minutes, scrub them, clean them. They are clean plastic. I spray them again, and restart that process. So my advice for the next time is, when you do something and it doesn't work, wait a second, take a test mini, test it there, and once you are happy, do it on your proper mini. That's instead of just doing layer and layer and layer, which may be counterproductive. Chelsea, what English words do you struggle with? Not many, really. I'm lucky enough that I was able. That will also answer Keltoid questions, by the way. I'm going to answer both at the same time. Efficiency. So I was lucky enough that my parents could afford sending me to the UK during the summers. So I started going when I was 9 years old. It was 9, yeah. I was the youngest one just because my birthday was in November. People usually start when they are 10, just because that's the year. But I'm a late have a late birthday, so I was 9 when I started going, and I went until I was 16, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a good 7 years of spending the summer in the UK just speaking with natives. So that kind of helps. And I also really like the language itself, so that also helps. I tried to learn French. Apparently, the teacher said I was pretty good, or I was gifted, and I could have, but it just doesn't really interest me very much. I learned a couple of things, and enough to get by the way. I was working in the French side of Switzerland for a tiny bit, so I just got a couple of simple things, and it's all gone now. Sounds like G in Dutch or X in Russian. Probably, yeah. AJ is saying in Spanish that he's learning a lot with my videos, and thank you very much. Gracias. Chelsea, do you speak any other than Spanish and English? Not really. I speak Spanish, I speak English, not very well, both of them, and I speak like the tiniest bit of French, just because again I was there for a little while, and for some reason they tried to teach me. Trust me, they tried for years to teach me Basque, and it's just it never got to get stuck into my head. So no, I just speak those two languages. I do speak computer programming languages. Does that count? Probably not. That's why I studied in university, by the way. I am an engineer. I'm not working as an engineer, by the way. I should have tested it, Jeffrey's, going back to the what we're talking about. I should have tested it first before doing all 20 of my dwarfs. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. And then it's saying, once I stayed in Costa Brava near Barcelona, it was a beautiful trip. All I wanted to do was eat and walk around looking at the cool architecture and art. Yeah, and that's not even the best part of the country. Just you will have to go to the Basque Country. It's the best. It's the best bit. For me, the best part of the country is just all of the northern coast. So from Navarra, the Basque Country, Asturias, Cantabria, not in that order, by the way. I just messed that up. And Galicia is the most beautiful part of Spain by a long shot. It's just stunningly beautiful. I've lived in Galicia for 2 years. It was a great place to live, in Vigo, by the way. The same city that Ángel Giraldez is from. Akos, and that's all I'm going to read. Hi Juan, how do you get used to paint for the camera? Very good question. Is there any sweet spot to do it? I tried to do it, but I can't find the right angle where I can see what I do, and also good for the camera. Fantastic question, actually. It took me a while. I started. This is what I do it. Like this, I have one of the lights here diffused with some palette paper. I have the other, which is filling the room, so I cannot move it. And I have these two lights, and I have this boom arm. This is a microphone boom arm from Rode, a very good quality one, super sturdy. And onto the a screw on the end, I attach a tripod axis, tripod mount, whatever. I don't know how this is called in English, but it's just the twisty bit of a tripod on the end. So I put my camera here, and the camera is sitting literally over my shoulder, recording here at a slight angle. I don't know if you can see that, but this is slightly tilted, so it's looking like this onto my work, and I'm fairly comfortable with this. And I have my camera attached to my computer, which I have the monitor here, which I'm looking at now, and I have a direct feed from my camera to the computer, so I can see what I'm doing. I see that everything is in focus and it's well framed, and I just do it like that. Recording in 4K helps quite a lot, and I also I started using autofocus, but sometimes it just wants to jump, so I now just do manual focus. I just focus it when I'm comfortable with my hands. I focus it well, and I don't move my hands. You need to learn not to move your hands at all, because otherwise you will mess up the focus. But it's just better for the viewer than just having, let me move this out of the way, than just having the focus going on in and out, in and out, in and out, which is something very uncomfortable to watch. Hope that was useful. I will try to, I promised I was going to do a video on how I make videos, and I will do it. I just need to find the time, as with everything. Thank you, Jay Carrot. Whether or not, are you painting pictures like, normal art? No, I'm not. I always say I'm awful at drawing, like proper picture painting. Guess I'm not like awful, but I'm not. But I know I'm not good, and I know that I have a serious limitation there. So there's something that I know I'm not as good at, so I try not to do it. I thought I was seeing some people asking about. Okay, yeah, I missed a couple of questions, so sorry about that. Glenn Hawkins is asking, have you signed up for Warhammer TV? I'm guessing you are talking about Warhammer Plus. No, I haven't. I haven't, just because I have no need for it. I think it's, by the way, I think it's a fantastic service. I think that for that little amount a month, if you like what they make, it's fun. It's a great investment, and you are going to enjoy it. It involves a lot more, so if you play any of the games, it has a bit more value, and the free mini itself that they give you after 1 year is just probably worth enough to justify it anyway. So I think it's a good service, and I also think that Louise is a fantastic painter. So I'm sure that anything that she will make, any videos that she will make, are going to be top notch. So highly recommended, just because her style is so good and she is such a good painter. So, and I think they also have one of the heavy metal painters now doing videos. I think it was, I cannot remember the name, but they announced it. And I think he is one of the heavy metal painters. So that's also awesome. So yeah, if you want to see, if you play one of the two games and you use one of the two apps, that is just enough to justify it. And if you want that extra content, or if you want to see good painting videos, battle reports, and all the animation and all the lore stuff and all of that, just do it. It's not much money a month, and if you want to support what they are doing and you like it, just do it. Not that GW needs more support, but I mean, it's a good investment. And Keltoy asks, any tips for taking decent photos, mini photos, without spending a ton on a camera? I really only have a smartphone to work with. More important than the camera, it's the lighting. So you want 2 lights, really. 2 at the minimum, 3 ideally. So what I have is, I cannot show it to you, but I have these IKEA lamps. I have 2 in my painting desk, but I also have 2 in my photo setup. So I have two lights here, there, and one panel, one LED panel on top of my camera, and all of them have the same light color, the same color temperature, and I just put the three lights, two from the sides slightly, and one just slightly tilted over the mounted on top of the camera, and with all those three lights, I get really good pictures. And more, you don't need the camera. Modern mobile phones take decent enough pictures for uploading to social media. So, but the most important part is not the cameras, but the light. So invest. These are very cheap. These are IKEA lamps. They cost like €9 each of this, and you can buy three. You can drill one into the wall and two on either side. Put a piece of long paper as a background, like curved, and it's just enough. Okay, let me go back to where we are. Okay, Chelsea. Of course, it can some ways. I just can't remember what we were talking about. Sorry. J. Carab, do you enjoy computer programming? I really did a lot. That was my favorite part of the whole engineering nonsense. I was actually pretty good at it. So just so you can understand how old I am, when I was my first year of university, we were studying the programming language that they taught us was Turbo Pascal. Then we moved into C, which was also awesome. And then I also learned programming microcontrollers, low-level programming, and that was the most fun I've had programming ever. Wait a second, I need to blow my nose. Here we are again. Sorry, I had to blow my nose, and no one needs to see that. But yeah, I really enjoy programming, especially low-level programming. I thought that was so much fun. But yeah, that was the only part about my engineering career that I actually enjoyed. The rest was a bit of a pain. Yeah, it's called a ball head. That was it, a ball head, tripod ball head. All right, I'm going to try that angle. Got the same setup. Thanks. I really hope it works for you. Well, do you know any word in Polish? No, I don't. Well, for a while, that's a funny thing. For a while, I was pretty addicted to play GeoGuessr. If you don't know what it is, it's just a game that uses the Google Maps. So you start the game and you're placed in a random location around the world, and you have to find it where you are exactly. And I learned how to say a street in Polish just because it was very useful to so you can pinpoint to one specific country. So I learned the word for street for Polish, and also for Latvian, and a lot of other countries of that area, which can be a bit confusing if you are not from there. So I learned how to say street just because I could look at one street sign and say that this is Poland, but I have forgotten. Sorry. Onboard G1, how would you do black armor that reflects red? Working on Archon and want to get him right. What I would do, if you wanted to have one source of light from one place, what I will do is just paint it black and then paint the OSL. That's it. Go and watch. I would suggest going and watching my OSL pink video and my red plasma glow video. Those will tell you how to add that red glow afterwards, but you will have to paint the armor first. Jamie Python, I love your work. Please paint Eldar, Ulthware, Real Time. Both are coming. I was praying to Darren, but no luck. What was that about? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, Glenn. Have you seen, by the way, the picture of Darren Latham that Darren Latham just posted on his Instagram? Oh boy, that's some good things coming, I'm guessing. Pretty epic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Instagram and look at the latest Darren Latham post. Pretty tasty. Andy Young, hi Juan. Any thoughts on painting for photos versus the tabletop? I find that my models look good under strong painting photo light in the photo, but a bit dim in person. I never had that issue. The problem is, I just paint for the photos, and I do that even for my armies. What I want is because when I'm playing, I'm not really concentrating on how my models look. What I want is, what I enjoy personally is taking pictures, seeing them, but most of all, the painting process itself. So I paint for myself and for my own enjoyment, especially during the whole process. That's the most important part for me. When Juan said second painter, I was hoping for Darren too. Sorry, I just missed that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Can you put an line? My brain just farted there. Magus, what? Call the live stream. Hello, Magus. We used to program in binary. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. Hello from Russia. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm really sorry, but hello, welcome. I bet they still teach Pascal, at least in my school they do. I don't, probably, that's probably true, but I really don't know why. This is it's just pointless at this point in time. C, just teach C. Like basic C. That's more than enough as an introductory programming language. I learned a lot of C and MCU programming in my engineering degree, and then I fell into the black hole of FPGA programming. Oh, a lot of programming people right now. That's also a lot of engineers. Good to see. Jeffrey Pearson, I grew up with a programmer stepdad who had the first internet game called Zork. It was a text-based game from the Lord of the Rings concept. Yeah, I know what game is. I've never played, but I know that game. We have the Commodore 64, Apple II, the dial-up modem, and a landline phone. Yeah, I mean, like that's just proper awesome childhood right there. I didn't have a computer until I was 12 or so, and I was still one of the earliest people to get a computer. It was I still remember which was my first computer. It was a Pentium 200 MMX, and at the time it was a beast of a machine. 200 megahertz processor was like revolutionary at that time. Most of my friends that had computers had something like a 486 or so, and this was like completely step over all of that. So yeah, I was really happy. But that was my first computer. It wasn't the last, obviously. Okay, Gisama Luke 2. How long till Drassar? Drassar is coming next week. I'm going to finish him, painting him probably this weekend. Probably on Monday, Tuesday, and then I will have to edit the video. And I hope to have the video ready for Friday, but you may have to wait for Saturday or Sunday, depending on how much the editing takes. This video takes a very long time to edit. It's a lot of footage and a lot of editing that I have to do in order to put them out. So please be patient. It's coming next week. The first PC that I bought was a 486DX with 4 megabytes of RAM. That's $200. That's awesome. I paid $200 to get it up to 8 megabytes so I could play Doom. Good times, man. My best hyper-realistic painter is Darren Han, who uses his work. Yeah, Darren Han is amazing. He's as you said, is hyper-realistic painting. That's pretty amazing. That's dark magic there. William Jacinto, hola from Portugal. Love your work. Thank you for watching. Obrigado. Jeffrey Pearson. Oh, that's Igor. Also awesome. Igor. Thank you for clearing that up, Jeffrey. Austin, hello from Los Angeles. Los Angeles, also very fancy, I guess. I don't know. What are your recommendations for painting yellow? I'm having trouble with the underpainting transparency issues and how to shade yellow. The best way, easiest way to paint yellow is contrast paints. And I say that with like all honesty. If I had to paint yellow for something that is not display painting or competition painting, I just spray with Wraithbone, a layer of Uganda yellow, a couple of highlights, job done. That's it. Watch my heavy contrast Uganda video. That's all you need to know. I also tell you how to highlight it, how to extra shade it if you want. Jay Karen, I guess this stream will soon turn into a Painters Again Pascal at this rate. More like old school binary was all there was at the time. Yeah, that is really true. But yeah, I really enjoy that kind of low level programming. It's so much fun. Be able to control, not just give like a easy to understand instruction, but manipulating the registers of the chip so it does what you want to do. I thought that was super fun. Like move this register here, move it there, put it in another place. It was like a puzzle. So it was like a super fun puzzle that you had to figure out. It was super. One of the best times I had in university was that class in particular. But I can't remember which chip it was. But it was a lot of fun. It was a 16-bit chip, but I cannot remember which one it was. It was a lot of fun. Magnus, I used to program in BASIC on a BBC. That's so much simplicity, yeah. Moria was the original name. I played Sorg. This is turning into programming and old computers stream. That's awesome. First computer was a Commodore 64. Awesome. Will you paint a Stormdrake God anytime soon? I highly doubt it. Sorry. I have too many projects at a time to go back into Stormcast, and if I paint another Stormcast, it will probably be a small guy in another paint scheme. Painting large models is not for me, and even though I love the Stormdrake God minis, probably not going to happen. Sorry. Gerard Sabatella is asking, what do you use to organize your paint bottles behind you? Looks pretty well set up. Well, good question too. I have cutlery. I have cutlery trays from IKEA. Let me just take that. These are just trays for your cutlery. Super simple. From IKEA, as I said. I have 3 of them on the bottom row. There you see, 3 of them there. And I have this plastic nail polish racks on top, and behind this Army Painter box of paints, I have some MDF things for my tube paint. So that's how I do it. But I really love my IKEA cutlery trays. They are so convenient. Yeah, there you go. Keltoy, any preliminary thoughts on the new Army Painter version of contrast paints? Well, I will say one thing. I will keep the rest for the video. Again, it's coming very soon. Is that what it says on the tin, they do it very well. That's all I'm going to say. You will have to watch the video. Ola from Berlin saying, did you try Chimera colors? Yeah, I have the basic set and I have the 2 mixed painters. I still need to get the new expansion set for the single pigments. I will do that when I don't have too many expenses. When you start to look into camera gear, lights and so on, and you want to upgrade your setup and you want to do cooler things, you kind of start to think that Games Workshop and wargaming is a very cheap hobby. I just bought this. I will go to show you because it was a big investment. I just bought this. If you don't know what this is a gimbal, and this is very expensive. So when I don't have so many expenses, I will probably buy the new set. And yeah, talking about the Chimera colors, they are excellent colors, very good paints. But to be fair, and this is something that you probably are not going to hear from many painters, but to be fair, most hobby paints, or all hobby paints, are basically the same quality once you thin them down to the consistency that we use them. Makes little difference. So yes, they are very good paints, but the difference between one brand and the other, at least for me, is really not that big. But yeah, very good paints. And you only wanted to paint GW stuff these days? Yes, that's the only thing I'm really interested in. Yeah, I'm going to paint one thing. I cannot show it to you. It's not GW, but I think I cannot show it to you. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the dates yet. But that's not going to be GW, and this the only thing that I'm going to paint that is not GW, and I'm only going to do it because it suits the oils very well. I want to make a video about oils. So, but yeah, but apart from that, yeah, I'm only really interested in GW stuff. Kelto, is that a disc wall painting on the wall behind you? No, it's not. It's a Harry Potter. That's Hedwig flying. Let me see if I can focus it for you. You see? There you go. It's all Harry Potter. We are very massive Harry Potter fans here. There you go. Do you have any other questions? Any other, even if it's not about painting, which seems to be the case right now? And if we don't have any more questions, what I will do is say, as I always say at the end of these live streams, thank you all very much for being here. And even if it's not the end and more questions pop, I just want to say it again. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching what I do. It really makes a difference for me. Gisamaluk 2, do you think you will use oils in the miniatures in the future? Yes, they're very, it's fantastic. It's a technique that is full of possibilities, but probably just for bigger models. I find from weathering washes and that stuff, I kind of find like the regular, as I only have like half an hour a day or 1 hour a day to paint, that the oils, even if just kind of doesn't, it's a process that is too involved for me, because I often have to leave what I'm doing, do all the stuff, and then go back, and maybe we'll have to wait a couple of days before I can paint again. And if I haven't finished with the oils and they cure, because you apply them so thin that they cure, then I'm just going to have to finish it with acrylics, and it's going to be a bit of a mess. So I love the process, I love the tool, but I think I prefer, for my workflow, I still prefer acrylic paints. JCar, will there be any more sculpting tutorials? Yes, when I need to sculpt something, you will be seeing a sculpting tutorial if I need to sculpt anything. So yeah, that's going to happen. When? I have no idea. Keltoy 3000, favorite old computer game? Well, I have one that I love, which is Final Liberation, which I'm guessing you all know. I love that game. That's super good. Maybe you don't consider that old, but it is. Oh, we have a new YouTube member. Welcome, Grimgar. Thank you very much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Be sure to join the Discord server. it's a great place to be. I really think it's just worth it. Just to get access to that Discord server. It's so much fun. The best people in the world are there, and I really say this with hand in my heart. I really love that place. But apart from Final Liberation, that I think, well, obviously I like everyone. I like Doom and so on. There's a game. This is not like old. Well, probably it's old. When will this game be? Like about 2000 or so? So yeah, 20 years. So I'm guessing that's old now. I love this game. I even bought it. This is Crimson Skies. I love this game. I love the game. I also love. Let me just see when this is from, but it should be around that time. $2000, yeah, so 22 years old now. I even have all the novels that go around this game. So much fun. I love this game. So yeah, those are probably, apart from the obvious games, those are two of my favorite old games. Austin Thornhill, can you explain what triggered the renaissance of Spain mini painting in the last several years, or has it always been like that way? It's always been that way. If you go and ask like seasoned painters, like seasoned competition painters, during the golden days of the Golden Demon back in the 2000s, there was what they called themselves the Spanish team, and there was a team of elite Spanish painters that went to all painting competitions and just like win everything. And people like Sergio Calvo, Ángel Giraldez, Banshee, all of those people come from that team and from that era, of that group of painters. So yeah, like pretty much amazing. And Spain has absolutely stunning and amazing painters. Most of them you don't even know because they don't move into the GW sphere or of influence. They just go to other competitions playing large scale models. But people like Marmos Clans, Aitami Alonso, and a lot more. I just cannot name them all. They're all, because I'm going to miss someone and I'm going to regret it. They are just too good. But yeah, Spain has an insane level of painting, but most of them don't really bother with GW. They just move into larger scales and that kind of stuff. Love the work, one, and I'm glad I can support you in a small way. It really means a lot. It's not small in any way, shape, or form. It's actually pretty massive. So thank you very much. Do you have any tricks for sculpting GW heroic scale? I picked up a fantastic miniature based on Ephraim Lauma, Corsair Prince, and it's amazing on GW Hate, but the scale is off for tabletop. And what do you want to do? Do you want to transform it, or do you want to reduce it? But if you want to sculpt from scratch, then I highly recommend you watch Tom Mason's video. I will put a link to his channel on the chat. Just wait a second. I'm going to get that solved. There you go. That's the channel. If you want to sculpt, go and check his channel. Is there a place to find a list overview of grey miniature painters? Sadly, no. You will have, what I recommend is, if you want to see some very good Spanish painters, go to my Instagram, see the people that I follow, and take a look there, because I follow most, I think I follow most of the like top tier Spanish painters, but I'm not sure. I'm 100% missing someone. For sure I'm missing someone. But and once you get into one of those guys, like if you want to look for one of the best and one of the easiest to find, go and search for Mark Masclans, and put his name here. And go and see who he follows, and you will probably find a lot of them. Let me just see if I can find that. That's going to be a fun thing to do. Okay. Okay, I will link Mark profile so you can see what he does. This is Mark's profile. To me, right now, one of the best in the world for sure. That man is insane, and he's following 600 people. And yeah, you can see there you have Bolomir, Angel Giraldev. Well, I have a lot international people too, but you have Esli Fonard, you have Ele Gomez Pradal, you have Hero Miniatures, you have Rodrigo Acore, you have Tempest Miniatures, you have, Aitami Alonso, along with international people, of course, like you have Emuse Studio, which is Enrique Velasco, you have, Arnau Lázaro, Patri Miniatures, which is an amazing painter and no one knows her, Patricia Sancho, absolutely stunning. So yeah, just go see what he's following, and just click in every single one of them, and you will be probably pretty amazed at what you find there. So that's my recommendation to find new painters. Oh, like the heads and hands. Well, if you want to resculpt the heads and hands, that's the two most difficult parts. And for me, hardest thing to sculpt are the hands, and second hardest is the face. Well, no, I'm lying. Hardest thing are the hands, second hardest thing are naked feet, and the third hardest thing is the head. So that's like a pretty big challenge that you want to undertake. So that's not easy. But he has videos on all of that. Not the feet, but I think he has videos on the hands, and he has videos on heads and so on. So that's the best sculpting channel in the whole of YouTube. And the reason why I don't really make a ton of sculpting videos is that he's the best sculpting channel in YouTube for sure, and he has 25,000 subs, and his videos get about 500 to 600 to about 1,000 views on average, which is pretty damn depressing. So yeah, I love making sculpting videos, but the truth is, people just don't want to watch them. So when I have to sculpt something for a project, I will make a video, because if I'm going to do it, I would just rather record it and put a video there. But apart from that, yeah. Christian's asking what was the second hardest? Naked feet. So it's feet without shoes, like feet, but without shoes. So thank you guys. We have been here, if I'm not mistaken, for about an hour, and it's been pretty amazing. Yeah, an hour and 4 minutes says the clock there, which is probably a bit, yeah, about that seems to be correct. And I had a great time, but I think I will have to go and watch a bit of TV. Idea for a new video: heavy sculpted marines, 2 hours long videos of just sculpting legions. That's awesome. But so sadly, that's probably not going to happen. But that's a funny idea. Oh, do you mind saying the name of the sculptor again? It's linked a bit above. It's Tom Mason. Tom Mason. You have the link, like 10 comments above you, as per me previous email. And as I was saying, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for spending this lovely time with me here. I really love doing the P.A.B. and this is one of the funniest times that I have in this whole channel endeavor. And this with the reviews is always amazing, because I get to interact with the audience, which is something that I really love. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Just the last question, because Christian's asking, are you coming to the next Kings of War tournament? He's from my local gamers group. I haven't played in ages, And I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Sorry, Christian. I will try to, but I don't know. But if I do, I will bring a camera and try to make something cool about that. So, thank you all very much for watching, guys. Thank you all for spending time with me. I will catch you in the next. I will see you in the next P.A.B, which will be in March. But the next live stream will be the review, which will be at the beginning of March as well. So stay tuned for that. And again, draws are coming next week. The speed paint review coming on Sunday, probably, maybe Monday. Whenever the bit is ready, I will just upload it. I'm not going to wait. And more goodness coming from very soon. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.